And after a long hiatus, we're back here on the radio. Here's me sounding like Casey Kasem instead of myself, Mike.
And I'm Jamie. Just glad to have you back, honey.
I'm glad to be back as well. And you know, the one thing that I noticed when I'm away from the radio this long is when I see all these news stories on the news and in my email, is I say, man, I can't wait to get back to do another show.
For sure.
To talk about this, that, and the other.
You do sound kind of crazy tonight, honey. What's up with that?
It's my voice. While I was down in Georgia, I have a terrible confession to make. And I haven't even made this confession to you, honey.
What's that?
I smoked a little at the bar.
Yeah, I thought you might have.
Yeah, but I as quickly as I started back up, I quit again.
Yeah.
So
good.
It's only while I was drinking, you know.
Yeah,
but my voice is a little hoarse because of it, and plus I've been coughing.
Right.
Brought a little bit of I got bronchitis or something.
I brought it to you. All right.
You did
caught
something.
It from me?
Yeah, I don't know, but I've been coughing a little bit, so I'm a little hoarse, but I'm with it. I'm with it.
Oh no. So, all right, well, we'll get back into it. What do we have for a drink of the night, honey?
Well, we have one of my favorites. We have a Blackberry Merlot by a company called Arbor Mist. This is a fine wine
product
with delicious blackberry and other natural flavors. Serve well, chilled.
And it is. Actually, I have a different version of it. I also have Arbor Mist, but I have the Pinot Grigio Island Fruits.
That turns me on when you say that. Say it again.
Pinot Grigio Island Fruits.
Say it one more time, but this time say Arbor Mist in front of it.
Arbor Mist Pinot Grigio Island Fruits.
Honey. You know how to speak the King's English.
Speaking of which, would you like to tell everyone your new announcement?
Oh, I was going to keep that a secret.
What?
There might be
Why?
people after me now.
Oh, my goodness. I think you should tell everyone. They deserve to know.
Well, I've been playing around with something called Ancestry.com. And my mom was into genealogy big time. So I thought, after she passed away, my biggest regret was I didn't pay enough attention to the work she had done. So after I got back and after going through all the stuff with my dad, and whenever you see someone who's gravely ill or dies, you always have this touch of you're reconnected to your past, and you have a sense of your own mortality and all that kind of stuff. And so I've been like in this nostalgic mode, and so I started going back through all her genealogy work and putting all the stuff into Ancestry.com to see what I could uncover. And I can't read your writing, honey.
Lean a little bit to the left. Your face is half in the camera. There you go.
Oh, okay. You should have had me do that ahead of time.
Well, I know, but you were...
Wait, I don't want to lose my thought. So
okay,
anyway,
sorry.
so back to the sad story of your own mortality and all this other fun stuff. Long story short, I put all the stuff in. I traced my roots all the way back, and it turns out that I'm related to a woman who was a mistress of none other than King Henry VIII.
You're Henry VIII, you are.
And they had a son together. I am, of course, related to that son, which then makes me the 15th great-grandson of King Henry VIII.
If things had gone badly, your great-grandfather or whatever, 14 times removed,
there's no way they would have allowed
could have
that.
become king.
But no, there's no way. But the only thing I could foresee is that I could have been King Ralph. You haven't seen that movie. You already told me. But
I know.
Those of you who understand the movie, that could have been me. I could be King Ralph.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness.
So we also have a new surprise tonight.
We do. Oh, we have a new drinking.
There's this guy on TV that he is absolutely crap in the bed. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this guy. Why he is completely dismembering any reputation he has. What he feels that he needs to go crazy and be a warlock or whatever he says he needs to be. You know what? That's not for me to judge. You know what? You do your thing. Right. Charlie Sheen, you do your thing. That's not for me to say because I'm a troll. I don't want to be a troll. I want to be a winner like you.
Right.
And you lead the way. I'm going to start planning better and drinking my tiger blood and all that stuff. And in honor of Charlie Sheen, whenever you hear this, oops, helps if
wow, winning.
Yeah, there you go. whenever you hear,
wow, winning.
it's time to have a little drinky poo in honor of our good friend Charlie Batshit Sheen.
Batshit crazy Sheen.
You know what? Hey, he's rich as hell. He can roll however he wants to roll. 7.5 gram rocks. Whatever he wants to do, he can afford it. Let him. You know what? It's like Thomas Jefferson says, if he's not breaking my leg or picking my pocket, what is it to me? Go for it.
Fair enough.
You do it, dude. Wow, winning.
Wow, winning.
Should we talk about the new energy drink?
Well, we'll get back to that. But this is something that I want to get out of the way first.
All right.
Because it just blows my mind. There is a guy who probably has one of the easiest gigs in the world, and as far as how much you get paid versus how much work you do ratio. He shows up to a studio somewhere, and probably not even for every commercial. They probably got enough sound clips of him doing it. He probably just phones it in, for all I know.
Well, no, all he has to do is do like a bunch of these clips, and he's done.
He's done, yeah. And they just have it on, I guess,
on file.
Right, and we're talking about Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert, whatever. He's mud now after what he did today. But Gilbert Gottfried, and he, all he has to do is just say Aflac. That's it. And you're right. They probably got him recording every which way doing it.
Wow, winning.
Yeah, they probably got him doing it every which way. So he probably had to do one session of recording, and he just keeps clicking in the royalties and all that money. For doing that, and probably has to make an appearance here and there at a golf course or for an award ceremony or something on behalf of Aflac as part of the package deal. But I mean, how often does he come back to record whenever the director says, you know what, I'm not quite getting the right inflection for this particular commercial. Can you please come back and just do it one more time while the vacuum chases the duck around the friggin' house?
Right.
I mean, come on. So here's this guy. He's got the best job in the world. Basically, he makes more money doing nothing with this than I probably make in a decade.
Well, yes.
Maybe not, I don't know. Whatever. A lot of money. Put it this way, I would do it for half what he's doing it. I'm sure I could come up with a better Affleck than him. Maybe I'll be the Affleck skunk or something. I don't know. But bottom line is that he's got the best job in the world. He just has to sit there and hide. All he has to do is just go into hiding until the next Comedy Central Celebrity Roast of Has-Been guy number 2.
Right.
I don't know. But no, he has to go on Twitter and tweet jokes about the Japanese tsunami that just happened.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that gets me. Aflac, this is how well he knows who he represents. Aflac sells to 1 in 4 houses in Japan. 1 out of every 4 houses in Japan has an Aflac policy of some sort. So they're no small potatoes here. So he goes on Twitter and he says this. Wow, Japan is really advanced. They don't go to the beach. The beach comes to them. Don't laugh.
I'm sorry.
People are dying over there. And you're laughing?
I'm not laughing that people are dying. It's just, okay, it wasn't as funny as the first time you told it to me when I actually did genuinely laugh.
If you take out the whole people are dying part of the equation, then
it is funny.
It's actually kind of funny.
But I'm not laughing about people dying, honey. I'm not laughing at the fact that people died. I'm laughing at that's a funny joke.
Well, here's his other one. I just split up with my girlfriend, but like the Japanese say, there'll be another one floating by any minute now.
See, that one wasn't as funny.
But the whole point is that he puts these two out there in the middle of this crisis, the middle of this tragedy.
Right.
And then everyone's shocked because he got fired. Well, they didn't even give him a chance to apologize. Well, Affleck has to run away from this guy.
Well, duh, because they're going to lose 1/4 of their policies.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of business that's at risk here. And I'm sure not everybody in Japan caught it. And who knows what the actual risk was. But the bottom line is...
Well, I'm sure he wrote it in English. I'm not saying that they're illiterate, but I'm just saying the reach isn't probably as quick as it is in America.
Well, I don't know. I'm starting to feel like there's more people in Japan that can speak English than here in America.
Who knows?
The way things are going. But,
well, weren't they supposed to be like suggesting the change of the national language to Spanish in America anyways, because more people speak Spanish than English in America? I might have heard that wrong. But
I'll say, yeah, not in any world I live in. But that would be a little much.
that you would see a switch to that, or that you think that those many people actually speak Spanish in America?
Well, no. I mean, I think it would be a bit much if they did that.
Wow,
I mean,
winning.
Yeah. No, I mean, here's the thing. I know a significant portion of the country speaks Spanish, but come on. I mean, it's America. We all speak English here.
Yes.
That's just like you go to Quebec, everything's in French. And as much as it ticked me off, hey, I'm a visitor.
Right.
Deal with it. Hey, I chose to drive through Quebec.
Well, you didn't. I did.
Well, bottom line is, what are they going to do? Start screaming at them that they need to have more English signs?
Right.
I'm a visitor.
Not so much.
You know?
They need to go spray paint all those arrettes off their stop signs.
Yeah, if I want to go get a job in Mexico, you better believe I'm going to learn to speak Spanish before I go.
Right.
Just saying.
Right. Anyways, getting back to the subject
getting
at
back
hand.
to Gilbert here. The guy's fired now from the easiest job in the world because he had to send these tweets out.
Right.
And what can his PR guy possibly say? Now, I wrote this on my blog, eatwithaspork.com. Here's what he should have said: "Is I'm a moron. I didn't think about what I was saying before I typed it
twice."
And yeah,
second one being less funny.
And I'm very sorry to the Japanese people. And now I'm going to go hide under a rock until the next celebrity roast of somebody who makes more money than me.
Right.
End of story.
Yeah. That's just unfortunate. Like, he could have left it at the first one. The first one is funny and not so much poking fun at the whole humanity aspect of it. I think, at least. I don't think he was poking so much fun at, like, the humanity of the tragedy.
Hi.
I think he was poking fun at the ecological side of it. But the second one was a little over the edge. And I think that's probably the one that was more offensive and got him more in trouble. But the fact that, I mean, you really should think about these things, seeing as you're representing someone.
These are jokes that average people should be making to each other, not
celebrities who represent things.
Who's a spokesperson. I mean, if he wasn't a spokesperson, then you know what? No one would be making a big deal out of it. But the fact that he was fired from Aflac is where the news world went crazy with it.
Right.
So it just goes to show you. And celebrities, they're not learning. You put things on Twitter that are questionable.
People are going to tear you apart for it.
They're going to go crazy with it. I mean, that really goes for anybody. I mean, you could have no followers at all, but the minute you put up there something, racial or
controversial
or whatever, and just the right person gets it, that's what goes viral. And then now your whole brand is tarnished because of one tweet.
Right.
So, lesson to be learned.
For sure. But
now, are you ready to talk about your other topic about the drugs for preventing premature birth?
Yes.
This seemed to have touched a nerve with you.
Well, okay. To be honest, we're probably going to be pregnant in the next, 2 years. For sure. In the next 2 years, at some point, we will be pregnant. And it just kind of rocks my mind to know that apparently the Food and Drug Administration granted this KV Pharmaceuticals sole rights to produce progesterone drugs, which help mothers not go into labor too soon and have premature births of their children. So before they let them have the exclusive rights to this, the drug would cost $10 for a prescription.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how much it costs now?
Enlighten me.
$1,500 per dose.
Really?
Yeah. Which is ridiculous. Like, these are clearly important pills. I mean, obviously, not everyone has the risk of going into premature birth, but enough people do so that this is a pretty popular drug. And it went from, what is this? 150 times what it costs originally? No, it's more than that, isn't it? I can't do math.
Well, it'll be 150 times more.
Right, it costs 150 times more than it did before they let them do this. I don't understand how that is even possible. Like, as somebody said that it seems like highway robbery, and it does. Like, It's like saying, "Oh, we're gonna give you this drug to prevent cancer, and just keep taking this drug and it'll help you out." But now we're gonna sell this drug to a huge pharmaceutical company, and that drug that used to be covered by your copay is now gonna cost you $300 per dose.
Wow.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know, honey.
Well, it's just going to show you what a big market there is for pharmaceuticals.
Well, for
and
sure.
You know, there had to be a bunch of lobbying that went on behind the scenes to get that kind of a lucrative deal.
Oh, for sure.
To be able to manufacture it exclusively.
Right.
And what is the FDA doing, giving someone exclusive rights to a drug?
I don't know.
Or approving that? That I don't get.
Well, there's plenty of other drugs too that they have, like, you can't get a generic version of them, but they're more for, I think, like, isn't there versions of Viagra that, like, you can't get the generic version, you can only get the specific version?
Well, that's going to come to an end sometime soon. I believe that their patent expires soon.
Okay. Well, still, I mean, it's less like this is going to affect.
Well, the way the system is set up is that you invent a new drug that does something revolutionary. You tested it, you proved it, you prove it that it does what it's supposed to do.
Right.
You deserve to make a buck off it.
Well, for sure.
You did the work, and that's the whole reason why they put it in the research unit. You did the work, you discovered it, and you do have a right to manufacture it for a while because you have a patent. But that patent only lasts for so long. And I believe it's not a super long patent, like 10 years or whatever it is, and I'm probably wrong on that, but it's around there.
Right.
And once that patent's over, then it goes into the generic market, and it's fair game. Right. Yeah, anyone can make it. You can still sell your brand of it.
Right.
But at that point, other people can copy it and make a generic version of it.
Well.
So you discover a cure for cancer, then rich people will be alive or be saved for 10 years, and then eventually after 10 years if poor people are dead, they'll get a shot at it.
Right. I don't know. It just seems way too inflationary. I'm sorry. Like, I get trying to make a buck, but the fact that it used to cost $10 and now it costs
well, how do you justify? How do they justify that?
Right.
I mean, how do you justify that the cost of it went from $10 to $1,500, other than the fact that now you're the only one who makes it?
Right.
Are you trying to claim that it's because of the demand, that you can't keep up with the demand? So,
I don't believe that.
Yeah. It's just a greed move.
For sure.
And that's why it made the wires.
Yep.
Greed move.
So, I just wanted to throw that out there because I found that appalling.
Yes, very appalling. I've got another one here if you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
The man who decided he was going to put the TSA to the test and prove or show his support for the Fourth Amendment, which is the right against illegal searches and seizures. And in this case here, he went to the TSA and had the Fourth Amendment written on his chest in marker.
Right. So can I...
You go right ahead.
Okay.
You take it.
So the way this all went down wasn't he just went and knocked on TSA's door and was like, hey, look at my Fourth Amendment on my chest. It was more of he actually was on a flight to his grandmother's funeral. And get this, he's only 21. So he's pretty spunky in his own right. That's a picture of him up right now. But he wrote this on his chest and he goes on the flight and there's the option of either doing the naked scanner or being patted down. And he opted out of the naked scanner and chose the pat down instead. And then he's just started removing articles of clothing and the message was shown. At that point, he was handcuffed and held for 90 minutes on a disorderly conduct charge.
Well, he took the time to write it on his chest.
Right. So he wanted to make a point. But at the same time, like, I just don't understand the whole, like, he got handcuffed and given a disorderly conduct charge. Well,
that
just doesn't make any sense. I mean, obviously,
if he was being belligerent and yelling, and it depending on what time of the day it was and how thick security was, they're trying to assess a million things going on. If he's in there yelling and belligerent, they're not taking the time to listen to him, though they should.
Right.
They probably weren't, and they're like, okay, angry yelling man, put cuffs on him. We'll get to him in a minute.
Right.
And then that's where they left it.
Yeah, but for a minute, and then he was held for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
He ended up making the flight. That's a good thing.
Well,
but
yeah. And he probably came in plenty of time, too, because he knew there'd be a problem.
right. But, good for him, though, for standing up for that. Like, honestly, he's suing them now for wrongful detention and breach of First and Fourth Amendment. But, I mean, good for him for making a statement. Clearly, he got, press out of this, and people are going to step back and say, look, maybe this isn't so legal. Like, yeah, it's for the protection of people, but at the same time, clearly they're not doing that well, because we talked about, a couple weeks ago about the TSA undercover agent who got through the naked body scanner with a gun in her underwear 5 times. Like, clearly they're not doing that much better of a job, and it feels more invasive to everyone. So why go to those lengths?
It's been proven time and time again that, they've done studies at different colleges where, they train people, or they tell people to look for a certain thing, and they show them, thousands of images where, basically, like they did the gun trick, where they said, okay, look for a gun, and they showed them just these x-rays, copies of x-rays of people's luggage and stuff. There's thousands of them.
Right.
And they purposely made sure there was gun pictures in there. And they said the miss rate was like 47% or something ridiculously high.
Which is not comforting.
It's because your brain lulls itself to sleep. When you're trained to look for a certain thing and you're going through the mundane of over and over and over and over again. It's almost like your brain just doesn't recognize it when it finally shows up.
Right.
Like it goes into a state of disbelief.
Right.
And that's just, it's easy to get through.
So why don't they just pat everyone down them? Because clearly, the pat down isn't you're watching. It's not a visual thing.
Okay, well, you're talking about the woman who got through the full body scanner with a gun. I mean,
right.
Same deal. I mean, you could pat down everybody, but then you get everyone upset.
Right.
Like when I went through security, 2 times. Once leaving Flint, which is no big deal because it's a small airport.
Right.
And then coming back from Atlanta, which that really makes me laugh if you think about it. Is that the whole point of security is what? You want to keep terrorists off the planes so they don't crash them into buildings or blow up the plane or kill anybody.
Right.
So basically, you send the message to terrorists: hey, if you want to do something bad, just go to a small airport. I mean, why?
No, honey, you're sending that message right now.
Well, no, I believe me. They don't need me to tell them.
Well, no, it's true, though. Did you know that some of the 9/11 terrorists that were actually on the airplanes, they went through Bangor International Airport?
Oh, sure.
Which, that's where my family flies in and out of. My parents live, really close to it. That's where they fly in and out of whenever they go anywhere. And it is a small airport. But they landed there because it's got the longest runway in the Northeast or something like that. Or, I don't know. They use it for a lot of, overseas military airplanes. I saw the biggest plane I could never have even imagined landed there. So it's a small airport, but it's widely used for a lot of international travel. And the terrorists came in and out through there, and no one ever knew.
Well, the smaller airports, the security is way lax.
Right.
I mean, heck, when I flew out.
Wait.
What?
Wow, winning.
Yeah.
Sorry, nobody's drank in a while.
Wow, winning.
Have a couple drinks.
When Colin and I flew out a few weeks back, they didn't even ask us for ID when we asked for to check in for our tickets.
Nope.
They're just handing out the boarding passes to anyone.
Just have a name of someone that you think might be on the flight.
Yeah, and then you'll get a boarding pass. I mean, the
Right.
smaller airports, I don't care.
Right.
But when I went through security all those times, I mean, it was a little more stressful because I had Colin, but it was more stressful if we had so much stuff with us. I had 2 laptops, and I had his shoes, my shoes, his coat, my coat,
His backpack,
my backpack,
right.
our suitcase. So it was like we had a whole production
stuff.
to get through security.
Right.
But as far as it was more time consuming for us to put our stuff up there. The security part of it would just zip, right, get us through, no problem, walk right through the scanners. No problem, no pat down, no anything.
Right.
And then then me flying by myself, it was even easier because I had less stuff and no questions, no anything, just zip right through.
Mm-hmm. Did they make you take your iPad out like it was a computer?
Yes, they made me.
Okay.
Well, they made me put it on a separate
in a
tray.
different tray, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's people that look suspicious and people that don't. And honestly, I really didn't think that my mom looked suspicious, but she gets stopped more times in airports than I can count. Like, my mom gets stopped all the time in airports, like for the security, whatever. And like, they always send me right through, go right through, go right through. And my mom's like, hang on.
Yeah. Well, my old man, he, you know, back in his heyday when he'd be super tan, you know, he looked like he was Middle Eastern a little, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in fact, you know, it was funny when they finally captured Saddam Hussein. They first put him on trial. There was a picture of him, you know, shaking the finger at the judge, you know, and he was looking all wild-haired and crazy. So I had a picture of him and then my dad side by side. They almost looked like long-lost brothers.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah. So, but anyway, every time we
Saddam Hussein looks Polish.
oh, I didn't hear that. Or my dad looks, you know, Middle Eastern, which I think it's more of that.
Right.
But when we were going through the height of 9/11 and, you know, and traveling shortly after there, but, you know, 2002 and 2003, he gets stopped all the time, every time. I mean, even at the gate, and when they used to do the gate checks, when they were really heightened security, he would always get singled out, always get picked. But like my dad said, like, you know what? I hope they're profiling, because that, you know what, that's what we need to be doing.
Right.
You know, it's like you look at all the people who crash planes and do terrorists with planes, they all fit a pattern.
Except for the underwear bomber that came to Detroit.
Well, yeah, but you look at where he came from.
Right.
You know, scrutinize the people coming in.
Right.
You know, but
that's the problem.
I mean, everybody has to go through security. I'm not saying give people a pass.
Right.
But, you know, if you're going to give people, you know, extra scrutiny on their security, then, you know what, do it.
Right.
You know, if it's all about keeping people safe, that's truly the aim here. You know, do everything within your power to keep people safe.
Right.
You know, at what point, you know, do you start weighing people's, you know, comfort and convenience versus people's lives?
Right, exactly.
You know, it's all or none to me. That's just the way I see it. This stuff in the middle, you know, there's wide open loopholes for people who truly want to do harm. They're going to find a way to do it. And I'm just starting to feel like all the security they're doing has been a waste.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're finding people left and right that you know they're catching, you know, but they're the way they're catching them has nothing to do with the TSA security.
Right.
You know, because all the tests and stuff, they're failing. And on the underwear bomber, he got in with it. I mean, if he just knew how to, you know, rig his crotch to blow up right, he would have pulled it off. And thank God he didn't.
No kidding. Oy.
All right, I'm done talking about the TSA.
All right. I had 2 other articles about airplanes and that kind of stuff.
All right, well, you ready? I want to talk about the next one about rich people.
Okay, let's talk about rich people.
According to the Wall Street Journal, the rich don't feel wealthy until they have at least $7.5 million in the bank.
Hot diggity dog.
So
Wow, winning.
Yeah, anything under $7.5 million, you don't feel rich. Apparently, according to a survey that was done, where they interviewed 1,000 people with at least $1 million in assets, and of those who answered they don't feel wealthy, they asked them how much would you feel you need to be wealthy, and they said the average answer was $7.5 million.
Right.
How much would it take you to feel wealthy, Jamie?
I don't know, 30,000.
Nice.
If I could honestly say that we had $30,000 in the bank and we didn't have any debt going on, we just had our normal bills, I'd say we're rich.
Well, yeah, once you start to be able to wake up in the morning and say, you know, this is what I want to do today, not
what I have to do to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get there someday, honey. But no, I think that's completely like, I mean, it almost stands to reason, though. The more you have, the more you feel like you don't have. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. If you had $1 million, you're like, oh, then I can get this and this and this, and I can buy this, and I can go to this place. And then all of a sudden, you're like, holy cow, I've got all of these bills to take care of, and this costs how much? And you really examine how much you have and how much, like, you have to pay and all that stuff, and then you just don't feel rich anymore.
I feel rich when I have a paycheck that there's no bills that have to come out of it. That's all it takes to make me feel rich.
I know. Which was almost the case this time.
You know, well, you look at $1 million, and you know, people always talk about, well, $1 million, that's not enough to retire on, that's not enough to live on. But you know, you put that away in the bank though, that frees you up gives you a lot of opportunities to do the things you should be doing as far as saving the rest of your money, setting up retirement funds.
College accounts for your kids.
Yes, $1 million does.
Nest eggs.
You use it right, it does a lot for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely feel rich with $1 million bucks. Now, if somebody wants to give me more than $1 million bucks, I'm not going to say no. Because I have no problem being a pig at the trough and taking all I can get. But
Hey, if they're giving it away.
might as well.
Right.
Wow, winning.
That's right.
Wow, winning.
I don't know. Guys, if you can... no. I cannot see Mike's comments, Ginny. Ginny and Mike are, thank God, on with us again. We're glad to have them back. They didn't have power. Did you see that, honey?
No.
They didn't. Yeah, they were talking to us on their iPhones.
Wow. Well, you could do that with the Ustream app.
Right, but they're trying to...
I have it for the iPad.
Oh,
And I'll also have it for the iPad 2 once you let me get it.
yeah,
Then I'll feel rich. Give me an iPad 2, I'll feel rich.
yeah.
Honey, don't you want me to feel rich?
Yeah, I do. But not at the expense of we can't afford that right now.
It's just $500. We'll find a way.
It's not just $500. It's more than that.
No, it is. It's $499 for the same iPad 2 I have now. The same iPad I have, just the iPad 2.
You sell the
$499.
iPad you've got, and I'll consider it.
Consider it?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you'd let me part with this first and I have no iPad? Then you're like, nah, never mind.
No. If you sell that iPad, you can get the iPad too.
I want to give it to Colin, though. He will use it.
Yeah, just like he uses his 3DSs.
That's completely different. He would use the iPad way more. In fact, you know what? Here's what we could do. We could sell his other. I'll give it to him on the condition that he sells his extra DSs.
And the laptop.
No, we're not going to sell the laptop because you can't play free roams on the iPad.
Why?
And that laptop.
We're not getting into this discussion on the air.
You're lucky you could get $200 for that laptop. That's it. It's not worth it. Worth it more to keep it.
Ginny, we are drinking currently Arbor Mist. I'm drinking the Pinot Gris, the Island Fruits, and Mike is drinking Blackberry Merlot.
Blackberry Merlot.
So we're excited for Thursday. We will be on the air on Thursday, which we'll reiterate at the end of the show, but we're going to have green beer because
We'll have green
it's
beer.
St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
Oh my God, honey, we forgot to tell everybody. Today's the Ides of March. Did everyone know that? That's a cool thing.
And
You had no idea what the Ides of March was.
I know exactly what it is.
When I said, "Oh, honey, we're having a show on the Ides of March," you're like, "What?"
I'm like whatever.
No.
Now, what do you want me to do? Did you want me to put on my my little olive wreath,
Yes, I wanted
come
you to
on the
go out and
toga?
get a Julius Caesar haircut.
and then you could be the seer who tells me to beware the Ides of March?
Yes.
And I would say, but the Ides of March have already come.
Yeah.
And what would you say back? Oh, now I want to put you on the spot. What are you supposed to say back?
What?
You're supposed to say something back to that.
To what? The Ides of March have already come?
Yes.
Too bad you're going to get stabbed over 9,000 times.
Correct response was, but the Ides of March are not over.
Yeah, drink to that.
Wow, winning.
See?
But anyways, Julius Caesar died in 24 BC.
That's right. And Julius Caesar is also a play by William Shakespeare.
Yes, it is. I read
That's
it in freshman year of high school.
Well, apparently you don't remember it.
That was a long time ago, and I only read it once. I was more into it from the aspect of I was a dork, and I took 3 years of Latin, so we had a lot of Latin history, but we talked a lot about the after Julius Caesar portion.
You sure about the "were" part?
I said that so long ago that it took me a second to understand what you were trying to make a joke about, and I am going to emphasize the word trying.
Wow, winning.
Ginny, if you didn't know and if you didn't catch it from Mike, our new drinking sound for the night is this one.
Wow, winning.
Because we're playing tribute to batshit crazy Charlie Sheen.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and I'll be feeling like a winner when you let me have my iPad too.
Eventually. Listen, I thought that we had a deal that you would be so super stoked to have the iPad 3 that you just skip over the iPad 2.
Well, they're not coming out with enough reports about the iPad 3 to make me wait. No, I can wait. I guess.
Listen,
It
you
just-
only got
what-
that
here's-
iPad like not even 6 months ago.
Listen, here's what got me all stoked about the iPad 2. This is what I finally said I really can't wait. Was when I was watching some of these videos people were making with the onboard video editing to the iMovie program. They were making some whip ass movies. And I was just thinking, we get the microphone and then we have the video editor. We could really do some really cool man on the street stuff for our show.
That means I need a new iPad too. And what are we going to do with my extra iPad?
Well, then that one we sell.
What are you going to do? You would have to rebuy all of your apps that you like.
No, you don't. They transfer over.
Then do they stay on the iPad that you had it originally?
I think you have to wipe it clean. Because when you go to do updates, they'll start screwing you up.
Well, then Colin's going to complain because then you have
No,
to buy
he's
the
a-
ones that he likes.
No, we're not. Oh, hell no. He can buy his own.
Like he buys his own
He
free
has an
realm
account.
stuff.
He has an account with $100 on it. If I just shelled out that much money for an iPad 2, Daddy's broke. Daddy don't have $7.5 million in the bank to make him feel rich.
Yeah, we'll keep talking about it.
All right.
Anyways,
To anyone out there listening who wants to help persuade Jamie to let me have an iPad 2, it would be greatly appreciated.
yeah.
That's my cheers to you for helping me.
Wow, winning.
All right, we ready to move on?
Yes.
Well, you wanted to talk about this. I'll let you go ahead and elaborate. But the headline is, do not drink an entire bottle of soy sauce.
In case you didn't know, it's not that not.
In
that
fact,
good
you
of
had
an
talked
idea.
about wanting to do a new segment. Just this person inspired a new segment in your eyes.
Yes, it did. I honestly think that we're gonna start having a new segment every show, along with the drink of the night, and sometimes we do the match game trivia. I think we're gonna start having a new segment called "Wow, what an idiot."
Now I gotta make a clip for that instead of wow winning.
I know. Well-
wow losing.
Wow, winning.
Really, honestly, you should, because this is just ridiculous. Apparently, this stupid pledge at the University of Virginia, apparently this pledge to a fraternity was sent to the intensive care unit after he topped off a meal by gulping down 12 to 18 ounces of soy sauce on like a hazing deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? As dumb as it sounds, it's one of those things where it tastes like powerful in large doses, but sometimes the brain doesn't click and say, you know what? It tastes that way because you shouldn't have too much of it.
Yeah, like, hi, you probably ingested like an entire week's worth of sodium.
Yeah, that's what I say. It was the sodium that got him.
Yeah, it was. It caused an electrolyte imbalance due to the high sodium content. Even if you did get the low sodium.
Wait, so you're saying that he could have chased it with like a jug of Gatorade?
No, because Gatorade actually has a lot of sodium in it too. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Gatorade has a lot of sodium in it. You really they say that you're supposed to be drinking that after you work out and stuff like that, and to put the electrolytes back in your body, but it actually has a pretty high sodium content. They say just drink water.
Well, it'll never be in me again then.
Yeah.
When they say, is it in you? I'll say, hell no.
I didn't really want to sweat neon colored
In fact, we should do it.
droplets.
In fact, after you buy me my iPad 2, we'll go ahead and film a spoof commercial of you giving me CPR after I've had a bottle of it. And then all the color will be in my heart. No?
No.
Wow, winning.
Anyways, yes, this idiot inspired my wow, what a moron segment.
See, there you go. Now that I've got GarageBand for the iPad, I'll make you a whole little intro song that goes to it.
You should.
Be like, what a moron.
All right, it's a work in progress.
All right.
I love how at the bottom of this article it says, "Remember, kids, soy is for spritzing and dipping, not chugging."
Yeah, that's well, like I said, it's one of those things where sometimes the brain doesn't comprehend the fact that it tastes this way because you shouldn't have
Probably
it.
shouldn't drink it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Have you ever drank anything that you weren't you really shouldn't have imbibed that much of it?
Paramount 151.
Ah, well, that is meant for drinking.
Well, yeah, but I probably had more than I should have. That was the question.
Well, that's true. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever drank anything that wasn't intended on being consumed in large amounts. Because, yeah.
Well, speaking of things that you should or should not be drinking, what if I told you that you could be just like Charlie Sheen and ingest tiger blood?
I'd say, what are you talking about?
And what if I told you that you could have tiger blood for just $4 a serving?
What? Is it better?
Well, if you take the picture off, it should be fine.
No, I just put mute. I put sound on with us. Thanks, guys.
We need to hire a producer.
Yeah. Well, I tried. I'm usually pretty good, but I had to find this one halfway through when we already started the show, and I forgot to put the sound back in.
So did you put the picture of it on the IV bag and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? So you can have your own IV bag of tiger blood.
But anyways, what I was saying, which they probably couldn't hear, you don't drink this to be cool. You drink it to be a tool because honestly, yeah, it's funny with
See, you just advertised the product for them. That was actually punchy. You don't drink this to be cool. You drink this to be a tool.
They should hire me.
Wow, winning.
Exactly. Winning marketing strategy. Hire me. No, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, he's getting a lot of press, and he's even got his own auto-tuned sound song and all this stuff, and he's all over the news, and he's trying to get on every talk show now and whatever. It's just ridiculous. But the fact that they're actually trying to market this and people are buying it, what are you going to do? It's going to be all these teenage boys, going up to their friends during, PE or during, study hall. Look at me, I'm drinking tiger blood.
Yeah.
No adult would buy this unless they are either A, already drunk, or B, intending on using it as, a spoof.
I would say a lot of people will do it for a spoof, but, you can't discount the fringe crowd out there. Because think about it. Why is wrestling so popular in this country? WWE used to be the WWF, but now the WWE. Why is that so popular?
Winning.
I have no idea because I really don't like it.
Well, it's very popular because it's just man drama. It is like a man soap opera. It's something
like watching Oz.
Yep. Yeah, well, yeah, it would be kind of like watching Oz to a degree, but it feels more real than Oz because you obviously Oz is completely scripted, but WWE is, of course,
wrestling is scripted.
It's scripted in its own right. I mean, obviously there still has to be some physical stuff, and some accidents have happened. Some people have actually died from it,
and people get their ears bitten off.
That happens. It's possible. Well, it's boxing actually. That people get their ears bitten off.
Oh. Whatever, wrestling, boxing.
No. Boxing is not scripted. All certain fights are scripted, but that's yet to be proven. But no, what I'm saying is that there's the fringe element out there that just now they're watching all the stuff going on with Charlie Sheen, and there's people out there who's actually looking at him and going, you know what, he's friggin' right. He's right. You know what? I don't need these trolls telling me how to live my life. I don't need these wannabe losers telling me what I can and can't do. What, if they say I'm bipolar? No, try by winning. Well, what do you want me to do? Take medicine and be like them? I don't think so. No, I've got all the problems figured out. You tell me I have a problem? Tell me I have a drug problem? Or you tell me I have a drinking problem?
You're going to blink and fix your brain?
I blink and cure my brain. This guy's a genius.
He's a freaking psycho.
He completely shut down a multi-billion-dollar recovery industry by teaching people to blink and cure their brain.
That's gonna work real well.
Yeah, what the heck? I mean,
Every person on a psych ward, just blink.
just blink and cure your
You're
brain.
good.
Stop
Okay.
drooling on yourself. Stop bouncing off walls. Stop making no sense. Stop not knowing what year it is and what your name is and all that. Just blink
Being
and cure
a
your
savant,
brain.
be normal.
And if you had a brain injury, blink and regenerate your brain. You could do it. Just make it. Just imagine.
Make it happen.
Just make it happen. Imagine it, and it will happen. And there's people out there who are like, you know what? This guy has all the answers. And if I could just
and
be,
those are the people
if I
in the
could
psych
just,
wards.
if I could just be touched by Charlie Sheen's healing hand.
Sorry, Mike from Ohio just said, I just drank and cured my thirst.
See?
Cheers, Mike.
Cheers.
Wow,
See, they're
winning.
winning. There you go. There you go.
I don't know. Like, honest to goodness. I know, and you're probably right, honey. There are people out there that go, damn, why did someone else say this beforehand? He's right. I'll just blink and cure my brain. I'll be all better. And I'll stop
they're
licking
saying,
trees.
or they're actually saying, well, big deal. I already did that. But
Right.
so Tiger Blood comes out, and they're like, hell yeah. If he says he's got tiger's blood, I want tiger's blood. I don't care if it is,
You know what the scary part is?
cornstarch and syrup and friggin'
High fructose corn syrup.
yeah, and whatever else that goes into that.
Yeah. You want to know what the scary part is?
Oh, there's a scary part
Yeah.
that
Well,
we haven't already covered.
nope.
Go for it.
I want to know. I know that it's probably not widely happening in the United States, but if this ever gets like overseas at all, I want to know how many people actually try and go and get real tiger's blood.
Like in Tibet or something.
Something. I bet they can order it on the black market or something, and they're like, yeah, I'm really drinking tiger's blood. This is for real, genuine tiger's blood. I'm drinking it just like Charlie Sheen. I want to know. I want to know, because that's the scary part, is that they're actually going to be people that are going to be like, yeah, they're going to jump on this
There may
bandwagon.
be people who are already doing that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
You never know. you never know with that.
That is true.
But yes, Charlie Sheen is insane.
Yes, he is.
But you know what?
It seems like every one of his interviews that come up, it's just something added that just adds to the craziness. Like, you don't think he can top what he's already said that's batshit bonkers. But no, he comes up with something new that he's like, yeah, this is it. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And someone asks him his questions, and he just goes
He goes off on his tangents.
on his merry way. He has it all figured out.
You know what? He and the milk store guy need to hook up.
No, I don't think the milk store guy could keep up.
I no, he couldn't. But if he and Charlie, because that's what I feel like listening to Charlie Sheen is like listening to that milk store song. It does not make sense. He's making the shit up as he goes. He's trying to make it work and trying to make it make sense, but it has no bearing on actual life. Like, he's like, yeah, this is the way it is, and I'm gonna go to the milk store and blah blah blah. And Charlie Sheen's doing the same thing. It just does not make any sense.
Well, here, you know what? Let's do a little segment.
We're gonna do a segment.
We're gonna do a segment right now.
I love how we make up segments.
You know,
as
right now
on the
we're
air.
gonna call "What Would Charlie Say?"
What would Charlie say?
And I want you to interview me, and I'm gonna answer the questions as Charlie Sheen.
All right.
Ask me anything you want to know.
Charlie, your movie Top Gun is said to be your best movie ever. How do you feel about that?
This Warlock was never in Top Gun, okay? That was for Tom Cruise and his old version of Crazy, and he's on whatever trip he's on. But listen, on the journey I'm taking, it was on Hot Shots Part 2. Hot Shots, honey, Hot Shots.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad that you were aware of what movie you were in and not, thinking that your spoof wasn't the real movie.
Winning. Wow, winning. Hello.
Wow, winning.
How do you feel about being Martin Sheen's son? He had a pretty substantial role in The West Wing, and he, played the president. And how do you feel about that?
I think the better question would be, how does he feel about being my father? I mean, I'm a warlock Vatican assassin who's out here in the world trying to get my groove on with my goddesses and my Adonis DNA. And I'm out here ingesting tiger's blood, and what has he done since then? Cry? Whine? Wow. Try winning. Try winning once. Next.
And how do you feel about not being on 2.5 Men anymore?
Relieved. I mean, I reached all I could reach with that. And then now I got a lawsuit, and I'm going to own the world. I'm going to sue them for $1 bazillion and take everything they've got, and I can pursue what I need to pursue as a warlock here in this terrestrial plane. Next.
Do you play World of Warcraft?
Try World of Winning. Hello. Next.
This is entertaining. Not that you aren't usually, honey, but it's kind of actually sick how well you do an impression of him, to be honest.
Well, I'm on the winning clock here, so come on, honey. Next question.
All right. If you could go back and redo any of your movies, which one would you do?
I probably wouldn't do any of them because I gave my best and they are the best. If I wanted to go back and redo anything, I'd redo them all the way they were done just so I could relive the amazingness it was. And I could re-spend the money and redo the drugs.
What is your favorite drug?
Charlie Sheen, hello, winning.
All right. Yeah. That's kind of sick, honey, how well you've studied him and you know.
I see we have a question from the audience. Why don't you go ahead and bring these trolls into the business and let's see how they can trick the Charlie Sheen master.
All right. How do you feel about Mexican food?
Mexican food should be called Charlie Sheen food because it rides through you like lightning and makes you feel like you're on the top of the tiger blood. Hello, winning, chewing, eating, enjoying, crapping.
Oh my God. How do you feel about being committed?
Like committed how? Into a psych ward or to a woman?
Aren't they the same thing?
Depends on how you're looking at it, but not with the goddesses I'm with.
Aw, thanks, honey. I don't know. Mike, reiterate.
I'm sure this audience member means that how do I feel about being committed to a woman? And I can tell you my track record shows that being committed doesn't work. You need to be in a free, open relationship. They stay because they want to stay, and I stay because I let them stay.
How do you feel about paying for sex?
I did it just to see what it was like, and I can tell you right now that I don't need to do that anymore. Hello, done it, winning.
As much as you
winning.
I just paid her $10,000 so she can cover her life insurance policy for after my face explodes and she sees my inner soul and it spreads all over her.
Oh my God. I hear you and Alex Jones are good friends.
He's a troll. He's no more of him. It's just me now, this warlock, Vatican assassin with a ninja force behind me that'll kill anyone with the stamp of a finger. Thank you. I'll check some in the mail.
Oh my gosh. All right, friends. Good job with the And you know what's sad is that with your voice the way it is now, you almost kind of sound a little bit like Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I talk about being on a drug called Charlie Sheen. Try it once, your face will melt off, and your children will weep by your armless, legless, exploded corpse.
Oh my goodness. Mike wants to know how you feel about Match Game.
Makes me want to sit here and smoke a cigarette and jerk at my blank while I drink my blank blank.
Oh, that's not right.
Hello, blank.
Oh my God.
I'm down to the last glass of wine on my bottle of tiger's blood.
Oh my goodness. I'm not even halfway through my bottle and my face is already warm.
I'm going to have to go over there and take some wine from your warm face and drink it and pour it all over my body while you weep and gnash your teeth.
All right. Well, we're going to put up another picture of tiger blood while I fix my warmth. But I don't know, honey. We don't have any Match Game questions up for tonight. I wish we did.
Yeah, we should come back with Charlie Sheen Match Game.
Oh my God.
Now that would be good. See, I'd come out of character now. I was really starting to fall deeper and deeper into that warlock brilliance that is Charlie Sheen. And why does he call himself a warlock? What is that all about?
I don't know.
Every other thing, warlock this, warlock that. It's all I ever hear.
Because he's psycho, that's why. He doesn't need an explanation of why he is ridiculous.
Wow, winning.
It's almost like he's got all this money and now he's like gone he's gone like AWOL, in the brain, kind of like
he just blinks and fixes it.
Howard Hughes, how he just kind of like went crazy after a while.
He just blinks and fixes it. He's all right.
No, he's not fixing it.
He thinks he is.
He's the only thing he's doing. He blinks. The faster he blinks, the more it's like strobe light on a crazy rave party.
With someone who's got epilepsy, like it's just not a good mix. Not a good mix. You all right?
The cops come to his house and remove his children, and instead of just being completely just devastated and rocked by it, he takes a sippy cup that his kid was using and makes a shrine out of it.
What does that mean?
And he makes... What does what mean?
Like, he puts it up on his mantle and is like,
yes.
Oh, my children.
And all of his entourage go by it, and they all touch it. Like they're
football players on the way out to a game for good luck.
Exactly what they do.
That's
and then he did...
gross.
And here's the thing. We're actually broadcast partners with Charlie Sheen, if you think about it. He's on Ustream like we are. He uses Ustream just like we do.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Can we patch him in sometime?
He had a Ustream show, and I watched parts of it, and he actually brought the sippy cup out and was drinking out of it, and he misses his son. I'm not saying he doesn't miss his son.
But at the same time, like,
he just had a weird way of showing it, that's all. I don't doubt for a second that he misses his kids. I mean...
Well, no. I mean... You got to think that, parents have what's best for their children in mind and that they care about their children. But at the same time, like, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyways.
Well, we can pick on Charlie Sheen all we want. Here's the truth. He's richer than our foreseeable future.
7.5 million, so he is rich.
And he can do whatever he wants. And, like I say, he's not hurting us. He's entertainment, right. So I thank him for that. I thank him for the entertainment.
Right.
And you know what? I wish him the best. I really do.
Right. For sure.
And I just hope he has a good sense of humor. And I assume he does. He has a good sense of humor because he did that thing for Funny or Die, that cooking. Did I show you that cooking video he did?
No.
That was pretty funny. He just kind of poked fun at himself. So it takes a good person to poke fun at themselves. So
true story.
Yeah, but I'm with you, Mike. I probably might party with him. I might not do a 7.5 gram rock like him. I can't roll like he does.
He does something. He looks haggard now. Like if you look at even his last season of 2.5 Men, he looks haggard now. He's like all like thin and like his skin is like, I don't know, taut, but like he looks like an old man now.
The partying has been hard on him.
Yeah. Especially how much he's been doing recently. Like, he's supposed to have been gone through rehab and all that stuff, and, he's all better now, but I don't think so. There's something going on there.
Yep. Well, Mike, it's good for you that you would watch and drink his tiger blood. That would be the way to party with this guy.
Right.
And
that'd be the only way. You'd just be entertainment. You don't even have to interact with him. You can just sit him in a chair and just let him go.
No, yeah, just let him go. And I think he's watching with the hookers. He wouldn't participate with the hookers. He'd just watch.
Oh.
So while you're watching, you can just take a little rubber mallet and bust up his crack rocks for him and get his lines ready. Because you're part of the entourage, so you gotta have a job. Everybody in the entourage has a job.
Why is it a rubber mallet? That doesn't make sense. It seems like it would fly everywhere.
Wait.
I don't know. I've never crushed crack before, but
you could do it with the back of the crack pipe, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know if it's a rubber mallet or not. I've never smoked crack rock, I'm proud to say. So I've never busted it up. I've never even been in the vicinity of crack rock.
Well, that's good. The only reason I know what crack looks like, and I have to assume this is what crack looks like, is because I've watched Pulp Fiction.
You could turn around and load it into a nutcracker and just close the general's little chin on it, mash it up, and it falls out like snow.
And you get the snow on your nose.
It's like you get high on Christmas.
Oh, God.
There you go. See? That's how it works.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the topics we've had for tonight.
Yep.
And we are getting back in the saddle here. We have another show Thursday.
Yep.
I'm
St.
hoping
Patty's Day.
I'm hoping you're out partying and have plans to go out to the bar and party hard. But if you don't,
Join us.
definitely join
We'll
us
be here.
because we'll have a little one sleeping in the other room. So we're partying indoors this week.
We are. We'll have our green beer, though, so join us for green beer.
Yes, green beer.
And we'll have St. Patty's Day related stories to talk about.
That's right. And
We'll have St. Patty's Day match game.
for the event, Jamie went out and bought actual shamrocks. Like
I
live, real shamrocks.
Yep, I did. I will show those off because I actually brought them back from death. They didn't look so good at Meijer when I went to go find them, but they were the best ones that I could find. And my grandmother is very Irish, and as Mike's finding out, because we're doing this Ancestry.com thing, like he just found out that he's an ancestor of Henry VIII, and so my great grandfather came from Ireland, so
I'm just glad that we're
feeling very Irish.
Well, I'm glad we're finding real records for your family because I was worried I was going to have to drive down to the Detroit Zoo to pick some up.
Wait. Wait. No.
Wow, winning.
No, not wow winning.
Oh, I had to end the show on a high note. Why do you have
Whatever.
to or steal it from me?
Whatever.
Why are you going to steal it from me? See? I tell you.
I need a crowd booing.
Well, I'm sure they're all booing out there, and I'm sure you'll have boos throughout the week as people download the podcast.
Whatever. So, oh, thanks, Jenny. She booed you.
Nice, thank you.
All right.
Well, for Talk on the Rocks, this is Mike,
And this is Jamie.
and we will see you Thursday night.
Beware the Ides of March.
Hey.